Imagine if history never ended, if Alexander the Great never died young, and Ivan the Terrible ruled an empire reborn from Byzantium's ashes. Two unstoppable rulers, two empires set on a collision course. But a secret assassination threatens to ignite a battle that could destroy them all. Year, 1524, the city of Ephesus. Golden sunlight bleeds through cathedral windows. Priests chant in Old Greek. The Grand Prince of Armenia, cousin to Alexander, walks through the basilica, unaware he has less than 5 minutes to live. Behind a row of stone pillars, a figure cloaked in black watches him. No words, just steel flashing in the dark. A dagger slices through royal flesh. Blood pools under ancient mosaics. The prince dies instantly. His guards, dead within seconds. This isn't just an assassination. It's a message. Alexander, now 77 years old, but sharper than ever, receives the news within hours. His response? This is no thief's work. This is Ivan. That bastard wants war. Meanwhile, 1,500 miles away, inside the frozen halls of the Tsar's palace in Kiev, Ivan IV drinks spiced wine. He stares at a portrait of Alexander painted in gold leaf and whispers, "Let's see what the lion does when his pride is wounded." Ivan, in this reality, rules the Russo-Byzantine Empire, a monstrous fusion of Orthodox fury and Eastern wealth. He dreams of tearing down Alexander's legacy and replacing it with his own. But this murder? It doesn't just provoke war. It fractures Eurasia. Traders go silent. Borders close. Whispers spread through the alleys of Athens and the taverns of Kazan. Who really killed the Armenian prince? And why? Was it really Ivan? Or someone in Alexander's own court? This is not a story about war. Welcome to a world where espionage is law, where loyalty is a blade, and history is rewritten by shadows. War doesn't begin with armies. It begins with whispers. And in 1524, after the blood spilled in Ephesus, those whispers spread like wildfire. 2 weeks after the assassination of the Armenian prince, the Macedonian capital of Pella is a city on edge. The markets are quiet. Guards patrol with steel in hand. And in the smoky chambers beneath the royal palace, Alexander the Great holds council, not with his generals, but with his spies. "We are being watched," he growls. Not by soldiers, by ghosts. Across the empire, sleeper agents are activated. Messages are written in invisible ink. Spies travel as monks, merchants, even prostitutes, each carrying a single name, the Wolf of Kazan. That's the code name of Ivan's top intelligence chief, a man so ruthless. He once replaced a boyar's wine with boiling oil to get information. He's in Greece, and he's hunting something, or someone. Meanwhile, Ivan the Terrible prepares his next move. Inside a dimly lit monastery deep in the Carpathians, he meets his secret council, cloaked figures, each representing a loyal branch of his brutal empire. One lays out a dagger and a small vial of poison. "What of Alexander's heir?" one whispers. "If the old lion falls, the cub must never rise." Ivan nods. His strategy is clear. Kill the bloodline, shatter the empire, and take the continent. But Alexander isn't playing defense. He sends his most dangerous agent, Callista, a master of disguise and silence. Her mission, track the Wolf of Kazan, intercept any plans for a second assassination, and deliver a message. If Ivan wants war, we'll bring it to his doorstep. Callista vanishes into the Balkans like smoke. Every step she takes is shadowed by agents from both sides. The closer she gets to the truth, the deadlier the path becomes. At the same time, someone else is watching from the dark. A third player, a new spy. Embol appears on the walls of ports and temples across Eurasia, a snake devouring its own tail. What does it mean? Who is behind it? The answer lies not with kings, but in the underworld, and the whispers are getting louder. The world doesn't know it yet, but the fuse has already been lit. Empires fall not from the outside, but from the knife behind the throne. While Alexander hunts the assassin and Ivan plans another, a deeper danger creeps in, the rot from within. In the heart of Pella, Alexander's trusted circle is beginning to fracture. One of his closest advisors, General Theron, has grown ambitious. He believes Alexander, now nearing 80, has held power for too long. The future of the empire, he whispers to others, must belong to younger, stronger hands. But Theron isn't acting alone. A courier arrives from Constantinople bearing a gift wrapped in silk, a rare chessboard made of obsidian and gold, but hidden beneath it lies a note written in code. It reads, "The wolf offers the rook. Checkmate comes from within." Theron's hands tremble. He burns the message, but the seed is planted. Ivan has made contact, and Theron is listening. Meanwhile, Callista moves through the snow-covered forests of Moldavia. Her target, Ivan's envoy, traveling under the guise of a silk merchant. But as she prepares to strike, a twist. The envoy's guards are already dead, poisoned. Pinned to a tree is a message written in both Greek and Russian. You're late. The Ouroboros. The third faction, silent, faceless, strikes again. Callista realizes she's being watched too, not by Ivan's agents, but someone older, deeper. Something that existed before either empire. Who are they? What do they want? And why are they trying to start a war no one can win? Back in Pella, Alexander senses the betrayal in his court. He summons Theron to a midnight banquet. Just the two of them. The food is untouched. The wine goes cold. Alexander leans forward and speaks softly. If you ever raise a hand against me, make sure I don't see it coming. Theron nods, smiles, and leaves with murder in his heart. At the same time, far away in Ivan's palace, the Tsar receives a single raven. Tied to its leg is a piece of parchment with a symbol, the snake devouring itself. Ivan chuckles darkly. So, the old gods are waking up. The game is no longer Alexander versus Ivan. A third power has entered the board, one born of shadows. And it doesn't play by mortal rules. Some cities are built on stone, others on lies. In the merchant city of Thessalonica, every whisper carries a price, and every face wears a mask. It's here that Callista tracks her only lead, a priest who was once Ivan's top interrogator, now living in secret as a street healer. Locals call him the Leech, because he takes more than just sickness. Callista follows him through narrow alleys and hidden tunnels beneath the city. When she corners him in an abandoned bathhouse, he smiles, not in fear, but recognition. So the lion's cub sends you, he murmurs. But you're not hunting me, you're hunting them. He means the Ouroboros. The Leech reveals what little he knows. A centuries-old sect that predates both empires, worshipping chaos, decay, and rebirth. They believe war is not destruction, but cleansing. They don't care who wins, he says. Only that everything burns first. Before Callista can press him further, a dart flies from the shadows, piercing the Leech's throat. He dies choking on blood and secrets. His killer vanishes into the smoke. Far to the north, in the snow-covered palace of Novgorod, Ivan the Terrible plays his own game of masks. He gathers his inner circle for a secret trial. One of his boyars has been caught passing information to the Macedonians. The punishment is swift. The traitor's eyes are gouged out with a hot spoon as Ivan watches in silence. Loyalty is not a gift, he says. It's a weapon, and to die. Mine is sharper. But Ivan isn't satisfied. He sends his assassin, Sasha the Blind, to infiltrate Alexander's court. Sasha, trained to kill without sight, is more legend than man. His mission, find and eliminate Alexander's heir, before Callista uncovers the Ouroboros' next move. Back in Thessalonica, Callista finds a coded map sewn into the Leech's robes. It leads to a forgotten crypt beneath the Hagia Sophia, once the heart of the Byzantine world. What lies there could unravel both empires, or ignite the war the Ouroboros wants. You're in too deep, warns a voice behind her. It's Theron. He shouldn't be there. His presence means only one thing. Someone in Alexander's court has already betrayed him. The masks are falling, the players are shifting, and the real war has only just begun. The Hagia Sophia was once the heart of empires. Now its silent crypts hold forgotten secrets. Callista descends into the cold darkness beneath the ancient cathedral, her torch flickering against damp stone walls. The coded map from the Leech leads her deeper into twisting corridors no one has walked in centuries. Her heart pounds, not just from the narrow passageways, but because she knows that whatever lies here could shatter peace or ignite all-out war. Suddenly, footsteps echo behind her. She spins, but it's Theron. His eyes burn with conflict. We don't have much time, he whispers. Ivan's assassin, Sasha, is closing in. If the Ouroboros plan succeeds, neither of us will survive. Together, they reach a sealed chamber, covered in cryptic symbols. The Ouroboros emblem, a serpent eating its own tail, glowing faintly in the torchlight. Callista's fingers trace the ancient carvings. This is no ordinary cult, she murmurs. They want to tear down the world to build a new one, using fire, fear, and betrayal. Suddenly, the ground shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling. Theron shouts, "We've triggered a trap." They race back through collapsing tunnels, dodging falling stones, and they emerge into the light. Callista clutches a hidden scroll from the chamber, a prophecy. It reads, "When the two lions clash, only the serpent shall reign." The warning is clear. This war is not just between Alexander and Ivan. Something darker, more dangerous, waits in the shadows, ready to consume them all. Meanwhile, Ivan watches from his icy throne room. News arrives that Sasha the Blind has slipped past Macedonian guards. "No one betrays me and lives," Ivan growls. "The lion's heir will die tonight." Darkness moves silently through Alexander's court. Not every threat carries a sword. Some hide behind a mask. Sasha the Blind arrives under the cover of night, slipping past guards with deadly precision. His blindness sharpens every other sense. Hearing the faintest footstep, smelling the scent of royal incense, feeling the vibrations in the marble floors. His target? Alexander's only heir, the prince destined to inherit a world forged by conquest. Inside the palace, the prince celebrates a small victory, unaware that death is already inside these walls. Sasha blends into the shadows, gathering whispers from servants and spies. Each step brings him closer to the prince's chambers, and closer to a secret that could shatter Alexander's reign. But Sasha is no mere assassin. He carries a secret too, a message from Ivan, one that could end the bloodshed or doom them all. In a dimly lit hallway, Sasha encounters Callista, her eyes blazing with determination. She raises her dagger, but he silences her with a whisper. "We both want peace," he says. But peace built on lies is just a slow death. Callista hesitates. Could this assassin be an unlikely ally or a deadly enemy? Before they can decide, palace guards rush in, tipped off by a traitor. Chaos erupts. Sasha and Callista fight back to back, moving with lethal grace through the halls. The line between friend and foe blurs as they struggle to survive and to uncover who has betrayed Alexander. Back in Ivan's palace, the cold wind howls as the Tsar watches the news. "Tonight, the lion's heir will fall," Ivan whispers, "and the serpent will rise." Trust is a fragile blade, and in Alexander's court, it cuts deep. The grand hall is filled with whispers as Callista and Sasha return, breathless and wounded from their escape. But the palace is no safer. Shadows hide enemies disguised as friends. Theron steps forward, his voice calm but heavy with betrayal. "The traitor walks among us," he says, "one who feeds secrets to Ivan's spies." All eyes turn to a noblewoman, Lady Marina, known for her charm and cunning. She meets the accusations with a cold smile. "You accuse without proof," she retorts, eyes gleaming with menace. But Callista holds a piece of evidence, a torn letter bearing the Ouroboros seal. "This is her mark," Callista says. "She's been trading our secrets for gold and power." Marina's mask slips. Guards seize her, but before they can leave, she spits venomous words. "You think Ivan's empire will fall? It will rise from the ashes of your greed." Outside, a messenger arrives with news. Ivan's armies prepare to march. Alexander's court faces a choice: unite to stop a war, or be torn apart by deceit. Callista's gaze meets Theron's. "We need to act. Now." The calm before a storm is often the deadliest silence. Alexander's war council gathers in the dimly lit chamber, shadows flickering against stone walls. The air is thick with tension, every word weighed like gold, or poison. Callista stands among generals and advisors, her eyes sharp. The revelation of Lady Marina's betrayal has shaken them, but the threat outside the palace walls is far greater. Theron unfurls a map, tracing Ivan's advancing armies with a steady finger. "They move fast," he warns. "By the time we prepare, they'll be at our gates." Alexander leans forward, his gaze fierce despite the weight of years. His voice carries the power of a man Westsea. "Ho has conquered empires. We must strike first," he declares. "But not with open war. We will use shadows, spies, sabotage, and secrets to cripple Ivan's forces before the battle begins." Callista nods, knowing the delicate dance of espionage all too well. She volunteers for the deadliest mission: infiltrate Ivan's inner circle and find the source of his strength. "If we cut the serpent's head," she says, "we break his empire." Night falls, and the palace buzzes with preparations. Silent couriers slip through the city, carrying coded messages. Assassins sharpen blades. Alliances are forged in whispers. Meanwhile, in the frozen halls of Ivan's fortress, the Tsar watches the distant flicker of fires on the horizon, a signal of the coming war. "Let them come," he mutters. "The lion may roar, but the serpent strikes unseen." As the two titans prepare for the inevitable clash, the world holds its breath, because this war won't just be fought with swords, but with shadows, lies, and deadly secrets. To win a war of shadows, sometimes you must walk into the enemy's heart, alone. Callista slips through the icy gates of Ivan's fortress under the cover of night. The cold bites through her cloak, but she moves with purpose. Every step closer to Ivan's inner circle is a step deeper into danger. Inside the fortress, whispers follow her. Guards eye her suspiciously, but her forged papers and confident stride keep him silent. Her mission is clear: discover the secret source fueling Ivan's power. In the Grand Hall, Ivan holds court. His icy gaze scans the room. Sensing threats, no one dares speak aloud. Callista blends with courtiers and spies, listening for clues hidden in coded conversations. She overhears a name whispered in shadow: the Alchemist. A mysterious figure said to possess forbidden knowledge that could turn the tide of war. Determined Callista seeks out this shadowy alchemist. Deep in the fortress dungeons, she finds a hidden workshop filled with strange devices and glowing potions. Suddenly, footsteps echo. A hooded figure steps from the shadows. The Alchemist. His voice is low but powerful. You seek power, but power always demands a price. Callista's heart pounds. Can she trust this stranger? Or is this another trap? Before she can answer, guards storm in, tipped off by unseen enemies. Chaos erupts once again. Callista fights desperately, but the fortress closes in. She escapes with a single vial, a liquid that could change the fate of both empires. Back in Alexander's camp, Theron waits anxiously. Will she survive? And what price will this power demand? A single vial can tip the balance between peace and destruction. Callista returns to Alexander's camp under cover of dawn, her breath heavy in the cold morning air. The vial pulses faintly in her hand, a liquid glowing with eerie light. Theron meets her with a mix of relief and urgency. The alchemist's potion is said to grant incredible power, but with unknown risks. Alexander studies the vial, his face unreadable. This could end the war, or start a greater one, he warns. Meanwhile, spies from both empires close in. Ivan's agents seek the missing alchemist's secrets. Alexander's court prepares for a decisive strike. Callista confides in Alexander. The alchemist said power demands a price. We must be ready. But trust is fragile. Whispers of betrayal spread like wildfire. Even within Alexander's closest circle, suspicion takes root. As tension mounts, a new message arrives. A threat from Ivan himself. Surrender the vial or watch your empire burn. Alexander's gaze hardens. We will never bow to threats. The stage is set. Two empires on the brink of war, with spies, assassins, and secrets driving them toward a collision that will change Eurasia forever. In a world ruled by secrets, betrayal is the deadliest weapon. Alexander's court is restless. The threat from Ivan weighs heavy, but an even darker danger lurks within their own walls. Callista senses eyes watching her every move. Whispers spread. Someone close has betrayed them. Theron confronts the council, demanding loyalty and truth. But paranoia has taken root, and accusations fly like arrows. Suddenly, a trusted advisor is found dead, a dagger plunged deep, a warning written in blood. The serpent strikes again, Callista murmurs, realizing the enemy is closer than they thought. Determined to root out the traitor, Callista and Theron begin a dangerous hunt through the palace corridors and shadowy back alleys. Meanwhile, Ivan's spies move closer, using the chaos to their advantage. Kidnappings and blackmail spread fear, weakening Alexander's alliances. The line between friend and foe blurs. In the palace's darkest chamber, a secret meeting takes place. A plan to sell the vial to Ivan, betraying Alexander's empire for gold and power. Callista overhears, heart pounding. We must stop this, no matter the cost, she whispers. As night falls, the palace becomes a battlefield of shadows, where trust is a luxury, and survival is a game of cunning. In the end, empires rise and fall by the choices made in the shadows. The palace is silent, but alive with danger. Callista moves swiftly through hidden passages, determined to stop the traitors before the vial falls into Ivan's hands. Outside, Alexander prepares his forces for battle, the weight of centuries on his shoulders. Suddenly, a clash erupts in the throne room. Callista confronts the conspirators, daggers drawn and secrets exposed. A fierce fight breaks out, steel against steel, loyalty against greed. The vial shatters in the struggle, its glowing liquid spilling across the cold stone floor. Alexander arrives just in time to see the chaos. His eyes meet Ivan's distant gaze across the battlefield, a silent promise of war, but also of survival. This war isn't just about power, Alexander declares. It's about the future of Eurasia. The battle outside begins. A clash not only of armies, but of wills, minds, and hearts. In the shadows, spies vanish, alliances shift, and the fate of two empires hangs by a thread. As dawn breaks, the world will never be the same. At this point, we hope you found this thrilling tale of power, betrayal, and espionage story of Alexander the Great and Ivan the Terrible, locked in a deadly game of spies and secrets. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more alternate history and true crime content. Got a favorite moment or a theory about who will come out on top? Tell us in the comments. We love hearing from you. Until next time, stay curious and remember, history is never just what it seems.